Yesterday, I was addressing all the undergraduate students of various departments, and my key takeaway there was, guys, you need to become an entrepreneur yourselves. You need to start something. How long are you going to go looking for a job, or then end up doing a job which you don't like, or you completely change lines? Is that what you want? And the uniform answer was no. I said, good. What do you need? What do you need to do to become an entrepreneur? So I'm going to go through my experiences and share with you what I have gone through, where I am today, and what I hope to be in the future. I started off this company called Mark Designs, and the first question people ask me is, what's this mark in this? Inside I tell them, good, that's a good opening segue, you know. Somebody comes and asks me, what's Mark would stand for? Your name is not Mark. I said, no. What does Mark stand for? Murali is always on the mark. I do not make mistakes. That's my answer. And I mean it. When I do it, I get it right first time. There is no rework, there's no repeat, no going back and doing, because the moment you have to do a rework, that's where you lose money. What's entrepreneurship all about? Making money, right? You do a job, you want to be paid, you want to earn a living, and try and have a comfortable life. My previous speaker, Mr. Vishal Singh, I came in a little on the later side, but he mentioned quite a few points. And I said, hey, wait a minute, that sounds like my punchline. Why is he saying all that? You got to love the job you're doing. Period. No two ways about it. If you don't love it, if you're not married to it, forget your wife. That's a separate issue. But you got to love the job you're doing. I love controls. That's my subject. Building automation, process automation, batch control, all that. That's my subject. I love it. So much so that when I was working in Dubai, leaving Dubai, when the internet had just started coming and this email stuff just started coming in, I didn't even know how to use it. Those guys decided, oh, you need an email ID. Okay, what do? Give me one. They gave me one Hotmail. Murali, no. Controls Murali. So why that? He says, that's what you're known as. Controls Murali, and the name stuck. Everything is now called Controls Murali now. So that's me. Lot of nice fun stuff. When I had to do that, I landed up with hotels. I was with Tata's before. So guess what? I get the Taj. Not fun. Okay, that Taj Bombay is an old building. And for you to go through that and try and find out, the guy says, go up there, there's an air handler out there. You go up there, there's an empty bay, there's no air handler. And I ask the maintenance, where is it? Oh, I don't know where it went. Nice. Starts that way. What happened over a period of time, I not only learned my controls, I also learned the associated systems which are being controlled. Hotels, what do they want apart from the decor and the nice cuisine, nice food, nice ambience, all that nice stuff? Back office, engineering department, reduce your bills, come on, what do? You're spending too much money, cut it down. I help in cutting down the costs. One of my lines. Not necessarily for the hotels, for hospitals, for buildings, any kind of building. I go in, do the energy audits on behalf of another company. I don't take contracts directly, I only take a subcontract. That's the way my business is set up. I go take contracts, I go there and I look at that and I make recommendations and suggestions as to what you can do to reduce your bills. And sometimes people ask me would you give me a performance contract? I'm not interested. You will get the truth. And one of my customers went to the extent of calling me Karela, power car Karela. Why? You're bitter, but you speak the truth. And nobody has fallen sick eating a Karela, let alone die. You are just like that. So thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. I'm not the sweetest guy, but I'll give you the truth exactly as it is. And that's how my reports come up. I asked them, do you want a nice big binder or do you want facts? Oh, give me the facts. I had a school board which landed on my lap, multiple schools. And that fellow said, who? That fellow Murali, is it? And that fellow Murali, yeah? Okay. No, I said, okay. Give me a report, but remember 2 pages only. 2 pages for 7 schools? Okay, 2 pages per school, not exceeding that. I gave him 2 pages per school. I initially landed up with how much? 7 schools, 7, 8. I gave him my report. Guess what? Accepted in toto. Not one line was changed, not one word was changed. He looked at it. 1 week later, he called the consulting engineer, get Murali on board, ask him to do these schools. His recommendations are accepted, implemented. After that, what happens? I keep getting the schools again and again. What is a key takeaway here for an entrepreneur? Do the job right, do it properly, and business will keep coming to you. Another thing is expenses. In and out, they have to match. Mine has been primarily in and no out. I don't like spending the money unless it's absolutely required. Yeah, I spent some money on getting some essentials, laptop, some software stuff. Otherwise, it's just been running costs. I don't have an office. I work out of my home. I have one room dedicated as my office, and I work out of that. And good luck, I'm with my laptop. How do I get my work in? Networking. Very important thing which I realized pretty early on was getting paid. Right, guys? You go start your company, you do your work, and you send an invoice, and you're waiting for your money. A lot of times you don't get paid, and they will find out reason after reason why you should not be paid. I got burnt a couple of times. So now what do? I ask for referrals. I go referrals only. I do not take contracts from people I do not know. That's it. Somebody has to say, you know what, I've given your name to so and so. I can ask him, will this guy pay me? He says, yeah, don't worry. Okay. Then I go take the job, I do it, and if he asks me, I always give more than what is expected. If the guy wants this much, I always give him a little more. Leaves my customer a pretty happy person. And he says, okay. And I don't pester him for payment. But when I send a check, when I send my invoice, I say, okay, this invoice is payable in 1 week. So I hope to get so every Saturday my wife makes sure the invoices go out. So the following Monday, I like to have my check in my hand. All my customers pay me. If there's a delay, they will call me and tell me, they'll give me the check. But they say, can you hold it for a couple of days? No problems. Biggest bane, getting paid for the work you do. The other thing which I find is customers ask, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. But I do have my list of clientele who I've worked on and developed over a period of time. They are what I call as my repeat clients. Right now I'm in a situation where the client calls me for anything and everything he has a problem with. I've become his go-to consultant. Nice. 3 months back, I got called in, my room is too cold. What do you want me to do? Okay, I'll come and take a look. Take a look at it. I go there with my thermal gun. I check. No, temperatures are okay. Everything is okay. He says, yes, Murali, but I'm feeling cold. My customers are complaining. Okay. Not my area of expertise. You got to talk to somebody. He says, no, why do I have you here? You find somebody. Now what has happened, I suddenly moved from the realms of doing a simple, straightforward mechanical, electrical. I've now become a construction manager for the entire project. So I had to go look around for a consulting engineer, hire that guy, and he says, you have lost your vapor barrier, water is coming in. I said, oh my God, that's not fun. You go there, then he said, look at your windows. I said, okay. So suddenly, now I have a complete waterproofing contract. Yeah, you guys won't even know what I'm talking about, but out there in the snow, when there's a big pit under that room, water seeps in, you require what is known as a vapor barrier out there to keep the snow out, the snow melt out. Once that happened, then we had to do the window replacement because the windows were leaking. My windows reached me, I thought just pop the old window out, put a new one, finished. No, sir, it wasn't that simple. Every time I'm going in here, I start getting something newer and newer. I learn something new, which is kind of interesting. Now, next somebody comes, I go to a building. It's become so bad that I go into a building next time, automatic, my eyes just go around like this. I look at the ceiling, is there any water leak, stain, anything there, anything there? It's become second nature to me. I look outside the building, I see, is the paint peeling off? Okay, it doesn't look good. You look at this way. And it's all going into my head. I come back and I could quietly make my notes. What I do not do is spend money. Earning money is difficult. Spending is dead easy, and the banks are after you. Sir, there is a loan available for you. I don't want it, man. No, sir, you should take it. Here's $50,000, here's $100,000. I was finally got desperate. I said, if I want money, I'll come and ask you guys. But sir, you got such a good thing. You're starting a company. Anyways, ducking away from the bank was a different story. Last year, I went and started another company, totally unrelated to engineering. I thought I've been through the paces. I think I know. Big mistake. I got into the food industry. Why? Because I needed specialty food and I went in there. I couldn't find it. I told my brother. My brother said, hey, I got something. I'll ship it over to you. I said, ship it over. It was good. I gave it to my wife. I gave it to a couple of my friends. Everybody said, hey, Baba, start. This is good stuff. Okay. All the signs are positive. So I went to my lawyer, get my trademark registered, all that nice stuff. Somebody objected from the USA. I said, dump USA. I don't need them. Let's stick to Canada. So far, no objections, so keeping my fingers crossed. And I have started. So, if you guys are starting your own business, first thing, get your trademark and get your trademark registered. Very important. If you don't get your trademark registered, somebody can come after you and say, hey, this is mine. How come you're using this? And all the effort you have put in, creating your packaging, creating everything is now gone down the tubes. You've got to redo it. Right? Lawyers are not cheap. I'm sure you guys must know by now, they're pretty pricey. So what happened, my mark designs, the income from my mark designs, I used that income and I used to pay the lawyer. Okay? Lawyer fees itself was $6,000, $7,000. I paid them off. But fortunately I had this going. And my wife was there at home to support me. Okay, she will, did you invoice this guy? Did you send that document? She has got her checklist ready. And she is right there. Have you done this? Go sit down, go do it. Forget it. You can have dinner later or you have your dinner and go. But send it out. Come Saturday, Sunday morning, she has her checklist ready. This done, yes. This done, yes. This done, okay. What about next week? Write down. She has got her pad ready. Good, solid support at home. So, the most important thing, if you are trying to go a very capital intensive business, you want to start something, my personal suggestion would be to, take it easy. Watch it. Don't jump in with a few crores investment and all that. No. Mark Designs has started with practically zero investment. It was all this. Brain power, which was being sold and marketed, and I was getting paid for it. But then over a period of time, what happens, the designs were so solid, there was, I had a reputation of Murali's tender document, nobody is going to come back and ask an extra, there's no gap for it. Maintained till today. My tender documents, I prepare the design, I give it, everything is covered, properly covered, nobody gets to come and ask for any extra. Second thing I do is when I go for private, I tell them, okay, there'll be 3 people who will bid for it, sealed envelopes, and I sit with the client and I tell them, okay, this, and I also make it very clear. It is not necessary for us to award the tender to the L1 bidder. I look at that. We know by now, we have already worked out our standard costing. We know how much it costs, and we open the envelopes and we check and we award. We try and avoid giving the tender to the lowest bidder. Unless the gap is pretty narrow, we generally don't do it. because I know I will have cost overruns in a different way. Third thing, like Vishal mentioned, be in good health. I had a fall last year. I'm still struggling to recover. Okay. Last time I was on a wheelchair, I was here in February. Airport, there was a guy with a wheelchair waiting for me, and I said, man, this is no good. This time I said, nothing doing, I'm walking. Slowly and steadily, trying to recover. But what's the minus point of this? Now I can no longer go to the high-rise sites and do my inspections, which was one of my, I wouldn't call it bread and butter, but it was one of the jobs which was generating income for me. Now that site visit, site inspections, certifications, now I have to keep that aside. I'm now forced to focus on design, project management, construction management. So being in not proper health is costing me money, right? I can't go for inspections. Or rather, it's not that it's not available, but I said, you know what, better safe than sorry. I don't want to go there and fall again. When I came to the food business, I realized that we had the packaging, it looked nice, it looked fantastic. It was like, wow. I go there and I realized that it was not so wow. Okay? The problem was we were doing the designs wearing the engineer's cap. I have a packaging, and you could straight lines, neat, nice print, proper, clear cut, no curves, no wavy stuff, And I go and I was talking to one of the biggest food distributors there, and he said, Murali Saab, you have to rework this. And I said, okay, what do you want me to do? And he shows me a half a dozen different cartons. I said, look at this, look at this. I said, listen, mine is clean, straight lines. You can read it. He says, that is the problem. All right. Mr. Engineer, take your cap away, put it away, and wear a marketing cap now. So here I am. I'm back in India, and got to talk to my designers and rework that whole thing, talk to my packaging guy, get that guy to rework that packaging, because my packaging was gorgeous. I had me in mind when I designed it, or rather when we designed it, my brother and I. I had cookies in a pack with a cylindrical top, which fitted perfectly into my lunch bag rather. I could flip it open, put my hand in, take the cookies out, open it, 2 cookies individually wrapped, open it, eat the cookies, throw the wrapper away. The rest of the cookies are still fresh. The guy says, yep, look at this. And he explained the maths to me. Look at the top. Will this fit in a shelf? No. I must be able to stack it. Good. All right, back to the drawing board again. So, this business has been like being on a roller coaster. Learn over and over again. Keep correcting, keep correcting. The corrections keep coming fast, and you better be fast in doing that. I realized I couldn't do it from Canada. My brother said, forget it, you better get over here. Okay. Landed up here end July, and Manipal said, hey, come on over. I said, okay, I'm here. And I'm still working on my designs. Marketing of your product and services, you need a USP. Yeah? When you go there and you talk something and you want to sell, because everything starts with sales. You got to sell. At any given time, 24/7, you are selling. Right? So what's your USP? You go there, you ask a client, like if I go there and I'll take my own example. I'm going to sell biscuits, okay? I go there and that guy asks me, there are so many biscuits you're made by so many companies, why you? Right? What is my USP? I got to sell my product. And for me to sell the product, what happens? I need to know my product. And then I realized that I did not know enough about my product. I thought I knew everything there was to know. Nope, didn't work. So I'm back again on learning again. Like yesterday when I was talking to the engineering students, and they were asking me, whatever you studied in engineering, when you were doing your BE, was it helpful in your life? You betcha, it was helpful. There are times when you get stuck and I go back and I say, wait a minute, this was done in the math course. Why am I? Go back, where are my textbooks? God, I hope I have not thrown them away. Take the textbooks, take the notes, go read and study that subject again, and then I could understand and relate to the service I was offering. One of the subjects of vibration analysis, and there was something called a Fourier transformation out there, and while doing engineering, I went, yeech, what the heck is this? I graduate, sir, I go back, do motor vibration analysis of motors, and what do I need? Fourier transformations, nice. Go back, study. Doing the same thing for my food business too. Studying the packaging. What does the law say? It's important. You have to work within the law. You cannot break the laws. Right? You break the law, you're in trouble. Right? So, what do? You read and read and read again. You say, I finished this. I can now rest. No problem. What happened to me? Year before last? The rules changed. No, early last year. The rules changed. I had followed that. I read the law, read the rules, everything. I complied. And I said, now I know everything. January this year, the law changed again. Now, the packaging material which we had ordered, fortunately we ordered minimum quantity, but the minimum order quantity itself was in excess of 10,000 each. I got a whole bunch of cartons which I now have to garbage. The laws changed and they said you have 1 year grace period. You have to change everything and then go in. But does the average customer who's going to go to the store and buy it, does he understand that? He says, why is it? It's not that the rules have changed. You try explaining to him, no, I have a 1 year grace period. No, sir. The other thing I realized was, learned. There's something called an expiry date on a food package, right? There are 3 different labels on that. Are you aware of it? One is use by date, the other is an expiry date, and the third is a best before date. Right? How many of you really know the difference there? The average customer who goes to the shelf and picks it up doesn't realize the difference. Expiry date means finito, it's dead, throw it in the garbage. Best before date means the taste will remain the same. That's best before. The average guy doesn't know it. Best before and expiry are one and the same thing to him. So I said, okay, now I got to change that now. Which means my packaging changed, everything changed. What did I do to get my product out into the market? I needed a manufacturing base. So for the manufacturing, go back to my engineering. Come on, what is the standard operating procedure? Somebody makes it, I must be able to replicate that product, get it the same year over again. Which means I needed to have a supply chain established and very clearly defined. Easier said than done. Right? If I say I'm using an ingredient like say wheat, okay, whole wheat. I'm using wheat as one of the ingredients. I had to be able to backtrace that wheat, where it came from, right to the source. I'm not going to go into a mandi and buy wheat in bulk. No, sir. That's not my USP. My product is like pakka. And there are no chemicals, no preservative products. Which means the taste, for me to maintain that taste over and over again, I have to have the same ingredients of the same quality coming from the same place. And that becomes a critical supply chain management issue. So we are working on that. We have the suppliers, but then when I went to the big stores, those fellows were talking to me in volumes which I said, I can't handle it. I had to walk away. Big departmental stores, and those guys go container loads. Okay? How many containers can you give me? How long will it take for you to give me so many containers? Not can you give, how long does it take? I wasn't ready for it. Guys said, come on, why don't we start we had this conversation, my brother and I, whether we should start a manufacturing facility, and then we said no. We are not going to put our name, we are not going to put a manufacturing facility for other reasons. So get somebody reliable, we will fund them, no problem, but put his name there in the front and let him run that operation. Then we got into another chain of thought saying that why don't we support the small startups? The good guys, we will buy from them as long as they meet our quality requirements, and we will private label them, use our brand, and we sell them, market them. We are open to that, and we are actually investigating this. So what I'm doing now, instead of depending on one guy to manufacture this one product for me, I'm now diversifying my risk. So I'm right now on a risk management situation. I'm trying to manage my risk. Next thing I'm doing is I'm diversifying my portfolio. When I applied for my business license, I said I'm going to do this. A lot of thought. I had to give a write-up as to what we are doing, why we are doing, and all that. The Canadian government is pretty strict that way. They are very thorough. So when I wrote all this, I needed to do this. It's going to be sold under this name. Right now I'm doing this. Later on I will do this. I made a decision there. Whether wise or unwise, I don't know. I said I will not deal with wet products, which means no juices, no frozen foods, no ice creams, none of that stuff. All the food will be cooked and packed. No wet stuff. No ready-to-eat pouches, which is like you will find hundreds of them on the shop shelves. You name it, it's there. Why? Because one bad name and you're finished. You're finished. There were 2 companies out there which died. Literally, the product had to be removed from the shelves because the food department issued a circular saying the products manufactured by so-and-so company, this product must be removed from the shelves. You think that store guy is going to say, this particular product of this company, he said, forget it. Get rid of the company itself totally. They don't want to take a risk. The liabilities are huge. And this 2 big name companies, every one of you will know the names, but I don't want to go that way. But they got tossed. They haven't been able to come back again. Taught me a very good lesson there. What did these guys do wrong that they got hit so badly? Big guys. Trying to get to the bottom of it, again you have to go, now you have to talk to friends and well-wishers, what happened there? Nobody will talk. But I do know both of them were dealing with wet foods. Okay, wet goods rather, not wet food, wet goods. Ready-to-eat pouches, juices, ice creams, frozen stuff, kulfis, all that kind of stuff. And my business plan had already very clearly said, none of that. I got away, I escaped. However, now I'm looking at the future, I said what I need to add on. But I had already thought this over and I put it in my application saying that I in future might be doing this also, which means I kept a door open for myself where I could actually start importing food stuff from other countries. Now comes the $1 million question, where do I go for the money? Originally I told the bank, I don't need your money, right? Now I need the money. So I go to the bank and I ask them, he said, yes sir, your credit is good, you'll get some money. How much? Half of what they offered me initially. What do? Take it. Take that half money, whatever he is giving, now sitting in my bank account there, and I now know I have a buffer for me to work. Which means the pressure on me saying that how do I live day to day day-to-day expenses. What do I do for that? That pressure is gone. I know I'm okay for the next 1 year. Comfortable, no problems. Am I making sense? Now what I'm doing is I'm trying to get I already got my trademark registered. What does it take for me to get that trademark out in the market? How do I get people to go and look at my product and buy it? Pay for right now all the free samples. Man, this is fantastic. Yeah, that's great. Beautiful. Free samples, right? Okay. Now I'm telling them go buy. Different story, right? Are can you give it to me? I will pay you. No. I have a handshake with the store owners that I will sell only through them. Or if you give it to me direct, I will buy it from you. What's the difference? You're getting it at the same price, right? I can't give it to you less than that. Don't expect that. It won't happen. You got to go there and buy. Or I will buy for you. Next time I meet you in the temple, I'll give you that company's, the shop's receipt. You pay me the money. I'm willing to do the service. People are now thinking, and in the meantime, I'd run out of product. I was in a typical catch-22 situation. Here I have a product which was moving, got sold out. There was some product which I had kept for myself. And when I came here, I told my wife, throw it in the garbage. Don't use it. We threw it in the garbage. Not much. But for the first time I had the product, how it moved. I had a temple priest who wanted to buy it from me. I said, no, you take it. He says, no. You have started a business. I will buy it from you. I will give you the money. You tell me what it is, I will pay you. I was kind of surprised. He said, he tells me in Kannada, he says, Illa, ನೀವು ಶುರು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಹಣ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೇಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಹೇಗೆ ನಾನು ಫ್ರೀಯಾಗಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು? Just to translate for the guy, if you don't understand Kannada, the priest tells me in Kannada, he says, you have started a business. I'm praying to God that it succeeds. I will not take it free from you. I will pay you for it. Nice. It gave me a good feel. But again, now I'm back to square one. How do I fill the gap? How do I supply enough to get it to move and get the business to take off? Because now what has happened? I now got into the time management problem. A day has 24 hours. I have to do my mark design stuff, and I also have to focus on my food business. I called my boys. I said, guys, come on over, help. He says, Dad, you started it, right? I said, yeah. It's meant for you guys. No. I never asked you to start the food business. You think I'm going to run around? Then, boys, do they listen to the dads? No. They never do. So I told him, Beta, come on. I'm supposed to meet this guy at 10:30 at night. 10:30 at night? He's given you an appointment? I said, yeah. Okay, I'll drive you. Thank you. Because he knows I won't drive. Once sun goes down, I am like a good guy. I am at home. I don't drive. Like he comes with me, he goes there and he says, then finally one fine day I said, Dad, you supplied to that guy, did he pay you? I said, not as yet. He said, I thought so. I said, why? I didn't trust him. Says a lot. Now you are analyzing, looking at people and trying to find out, are these guys genuine? The biggest problem in the market is getting paid, collections. There you have collection departments, you can give your invoices, your bills, you can give it to someone else, and that someone else will go after these guys and collect the payment for you. And the big problem, getting paid. How do you overcome this? You require a big danda. You require to go to a big business house and get those guys to do the marketing for you. So what happens then? You lose your margin. Okay, because those guys will almost ask for it free of cost. Like that's their deal. Oh, forget it, don't worry, I'll get it from India. You tell me the source, I will go, I will pay them, I will give you your commission. Now, I've already gotten the feelers from 2 other companies where they want me to private label it for them. I said, okay, how much do you want? And how much are you willing to pay? Oh, that we got to discuss. As I decide that first and then come and talk. Right? Sometimes I go straight and to the point. There are times you got to do that. And there are quite a lot of times when you have to, smooth talk. Don't do anything, don't commit anything solid. Just keep talking. Oh, yes, we'll definitely meet next time I'm here. And you walk. And there's no next time. Right? Okay. I want to stop here and I want to throw the open to the audience. Anybody has any questions, please feel free and ask.
Sir, you told that your designs are on the mark and you won't fail on the first time. But most of the entrepreneurs say you have to fail first to succeed. So,
You're good. I failed when I started my food business. I did not fail when I do my designs. Why? I've been doing that for the whole of my life. By now, if I'm asleep, fully drunk, whatever, you ask me a question on controls, it will be on the mark. I won't miss it. I know my stuff. That's a subject I love. That's what I've been doing for the whole life, and I won't make a mistake. You understand? I know that. That's my subject. And I love my subject. And I've put my entire life, and I'm still doing it. When I finished my engineering, I didn't go somewhere else. I didn't go IT and all that nice stuff. No. Hardcore engineering. And I'm still doing it. Now getting a little old, so I'm going into construction management. But somebody trying to pull a fast one on me, Food business, yes, I stumbled, yes. I've lost money. I've still not recovered. My hockey stick is still flat. Do you know what the hockey stick is? Yeah, it's still the flat line. I've not gone this way as yet. So there, yes, you're right. But mark designs, that comes out of years and years and years of experience. Okay?
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have a generic question. If you have a business plan in your mind and you are starting your business, how do you ensure the privacy and the security of the business plan when you are approaching people to help you out?
When you say approaching people, you mean you're going to go to the bank and ask them for a loan or something along those lines?
Sir, not necessarily banks, but private investors or something like that.
Private investors are only interested in knowing whether they are going to get their money back plus some more. They don't care about other stuff. Yeah, they will look at it, but to answer your question, it is a risk which you have to take. You want to edit your business plan suitably, go ahead. But they have to look at the financials. Unless the investor is getting a feeling of comfort, he's not going to part with the money. Okay? Tomorrow you come to me and say, okay, say, can you give me some money? I want to do this. I'll ask you, show me your business plan. You will show me the business plan. And by now when we read it, we know, is it legit? Is it cooked up? Is it got assumptions? What is the risk factor? We would know, a seasoned investor would know. Okay? But if you are talking about information privacy, that's an iffy situation to be in. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
I can't give you a direct answer for this, beyond this.
Hello, sir. It's nice talking to you, hearing you. But I have a question. You mentioned that you take referrals after getting few people suggestions. So, if you are going through the referrals, how can you expand your business? And business is all about expansion and profits is what I believe. So, can you?
Okay. It all depends on how hungry you are. How hungry I am for business, I know. Because after my time is over, somebody else has to take over my business. I cannot leave my customers hanging. So what is my succession plan, right? Right now I don't have a succession plan. Both my sons don't want to be engineers, period. So my Mark Designs is in a bit of a limbo. My food business, slowly and steady, they will come around, I know that. Once I start seeing the money coming into their accounts, then they will get more interested. No money, no interest. Regarding expansion of my this existing company, Mark Designs, I just wanted to kind of cruise along, okay? Pay for make some money here. I'll also get my old age pension. Live off that. I don't need much money anyways. What am I going to do? The children are all settled. I'm hoping to get those guys married first. Big problem. Getting the guys to say yes. So once I'm doing that, I'm done. Then I need to keep myself busy, so I have run this business. However, if you guys want to start growth, please be very careful there. Don't try and get an exponential growth in your hockey stick. Instead of going this way, it's going this way. Trust me, you're in deep trouble. You're looking for trouble, you're headed for trouble. Growth should be slow, steady, and sure. Don't bite off more than you can chew, because all it takes is one bad job to destroy you. You may do 100 good jobs. One job you mess up, everybody knows about it. Okay? Have I answered your question? Okay, thanks.
So, as earlier you said that to sell a product, you need to know your product very well. So, it's a situation like you know your product very well. You know it's best in the market. You're providing the best rate. You're trying to advertise it as much as possible. You're still not able to sell it. What will you do in that situation?
You have a good product.
Yes.
You are not able, you have the best possible price.
Yes.
And you're not able to sell it.
Yes.
Correct? That's what do you do?
Yes.
You have not marketed the product. You have not communicated that to your clients, your customers. They need to be made aware. Like, what is my plan for next year? There is there's a Diwali Mela, a couple of Melas, one of the traditional, one Diwali Mela, one Ugadi Mela will be there. 4 or 5 different cultural events will be there in the associations. Put a stall there and stand there. Wear a cap, I am so-and-so, with a board out there. Half the people will recognize you and they will come and see you. Hey, what is this? We started this. We are selling this. Here you go. If the guy likes it, he will go and tell 10 different people, hey, this is a good product. If the product is not good, he will not say anything. Yeah, Murali, that was great. Yep. But yeah. No problem. It was very nice, very nice. End of bulletin there. That means the product wasn't good, he didn't like it. If he comes back and says, okay, where can I buy it from? Okay, now he's showing interest. You tell him it's available in this XYZ store. You go to that store and he will pick it up. And then the store fellow himself, is he playing the restocking? Is he placing a restocking order? That would give you the indication. If the product is not moving, that means you're not selling. The word is not out there in the market. That is squarely your responsibility. So, 2 different things, marketing and sales. Sales is this. Marketing is more of a soft skill. Right? Answered your question? Thank you.
So, there must have been something that provoked your thoughts and given you courage to run a business or to make you sure that you wanted to be an entrepreneur.
Right.
So, what was that?
Okay. I think I get you now. Over a period of time, I had people who came to me and said, why don't you start your own business? I'll give you the work. And when I say people, I mean people in positions of authority who were in a position to give me work. Those guys, some of them looked at it and said, listen, you're wasting your time doing a 9-to-5 job. You are cut out for something else. You cannot do a 9-to-5 job. You start your own company. Do it. I had my ideas before, and I was very quietly trying to do engineering work for other consulting engineers, but I found, like I said, they had only 24 hours. At some point, I had to bite the bullet. I had to take a decision. And that decision came, said, okay. It's not that I was sitting with $1 million in my bank account. I had almost next to nothing. I said, okay, let's try. What's going to happen? Right? You failed, finished. So what? Try again. So I started. The important thing is identifying your goalposts. Okay? What is a deliverable? What is a goalpost here? And your ability to keep shifting the goalposts. You got to change the goalposts. You do this, you're successful, 10 other people will come and follow you. Now you have suddenly changed the goalposts. That guy is oh, now what is this guy doing? The guys will not be able to follow you. If you are successful, you will find people copying you. If people are copying you, you know you are successful. What you're doing is right. What did I do? I was doing automation systems only. From automation systems, I graduated, I moved on, cogens. How do you do cogen? I went and studied, okay, what is this? How are you doing? Sit down. With the job was paying me for X amount of hours. I had put 3 times the hours, no problems. I was learning. Now somebody talks cogen, I can talk back to them, no problem, confidently. Somebody talks to me trigen, I can now move on to mechanical and electrical because I needed to learn that. I kept shifting the goalposts. Now I'm no longer dedicated building automation. Hotel, there was one hotel I did, that guy wanted a guest room management system. Okay, all right, here we go. What do you want in a guest room? I want to save energy. Okay, how do you save? Sit down, talk, and then we find, okay, this is the way, this is the system configuration, this is the way you install it, run with it. Next thing I knew, I had the other Hong Kong company calling me, hey, you did something there, can you come and do for my hotel too? These are all 5-star, 7-star deluxe hotels. Oh, sure. What do you have in your hotel there? No, you have done something different here. I said, thank you. What has happened? This hotel guy, somebody was buddies with the, remember this, even if I take a hotel environment, the engineers, the hotel engineering staff, they are buddies with other hotels. There's no rivalry there, The chief engineer of this hotel could be having a drink with the chief engineer of another hotel chain, no issues. And he will talk. You get your name out in the market that way. But what pushed me to starting on my own was I had enough of corporate BS, I had enough of it. This is the way today because I like to do the job properly. I want to do it right and do it right the first time. And this was recognized by a Canadian guy and he pushed me. He says, Murali, you better start on your own. You're wasting your time. So I started. That's what triggered it. Answered your question? Thank you. Who's...
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Like you said, for an instance, just imagine I am a new entrepreneur, entering the market. I don't know anyone. You said that you will only work with someone you have a relation with. So how can I build a relation with you so that I can work someone as big as you?
There is always a starting point for everything. There's always a first time in life for everything. So when you're an entrepreneur and you come to me and say, sir, I'm doing this, first thing I will do is when you walk into that room, I'm looking at you. I'm sizing you up. I'm looking at you as, what kind of a person are you? Do you have the experience? Do you have qualification? Because before you come, I'll have your details. Why are we having this meeting? When you walk in at that moment, that first 30 seconds, when you walk into a room, remember this, I've already judged you. I will know at that time whether you're worth talking to or not. Giving you business, whether it is risky or can I take that risk. I will know by then. Simple, the way you carry, your posture, the way you walk, the look in your eye, how do you hold your head up? Are you doing this and walking in? Everything is important, including the color of your tie, if in case you're wearing a tie. I've already judged you by then. Yeah? Maybe I'm wrong, but if I have judged you negatively, the chances of you coming back in are, you'll have to work on it. I wouldn't say I'm close the door, you'll have to work on it. But for you to start your entrepreneur, if you want to become an entrepreneur, first you need work experience. If you are just out of college and say, I've started something on my own, the chance of you getting business is a little remote. I wouldn't say no, but it is remote. Because you don't know the ropes. You don't know anything. You're just jumping into the water. What if you drown? And drown me along with you. Okay? Answered your question? Okay. I think that... Thank you. Thank you for your patience and listening. I just tried to share some of my experiences, and I will hand over to...